this is Be Your Own Beautiful, back with another video on my sister lock journey. This is only 2 weeks that I've had my sister locks installed, and I just want to give you an update on what I've experienced within 2 weeks. So for those who have not viewed any of my other videos, please go back and refer back to those videos, but I'll just give you a little taste of what I come from and where I come from. So I transitioned from traditional locks to sister locks. Mainly because the traditional locks were heavy, too heavy for me. I was having headaches. I was actually, the longer my hair grew, the more heavier they became. And so sister locks were another option for me. I didn't know this, that you could comb out your traditional locks and still preserve your hair and go right into sister locks. So that's exactly what I did. Basically, I went into sister locks after seeing that the health of my hair was okay to go ahead and interlock those. So anyway, here I go. 2 weeks. What have I noticed in 2 weeks? 2 weeks, I have noticed lint. Lint, you guys. I've noticed lint. I was taking some pictures and I was like, what is that in my hair? And it was lint. And so it just made me more cognitive of the scarves that I use at night. So now I have to make sure that I use a silk scarf or a more like a satin scarf. So I do have a satin scarf, and I'm going to start using my satin scarf when I go to bed. Make sure I tie it and tie it up and make sure that I preserve the hair that I have overnight, so that it would not get the lint that I've been seeing in it. So I will be banding it at night. As far as color, so this was asked to me, are you going to consider more coloring? What are you going to do? I am going to do more coloring, but I'm gonna wait a whole year before I start to dive into any more color. I love burgundy, so I might do some burgundy highlights, and but I don't want to do anything right now. So I'm gonna stick with my highlights that I have now for a full year. I'm gonna try to, for a full year, and then I'm going to try to do some other type of highlights further down the line. But I don't want to get too far into doing things with my hair because it's in its baby state. You can't do a lot in the baby state. So anyway, I'm going to allow it to develop into the lock that is going to be, and then after I see how it's going to develop in the lock that it's going to be, I will decide then if I want to do highlights or actually color my entire head. And so with that being said, what else have I noticed in the 2 weeks? What else have I noticed? Good thing that I'm in the area where it rains, and it does all type of things in this area, all type of weather, all type of season go on here. So I experienced in the rain, I experienced the rainy weather, the moisture in the air. My hair absorbed all of that, and so it gets puffy when it rains. It gets puffy when it rains and it hits the locks. You know what I'm saying? So I've noticed that when it rained or it was misting the other day, and I had to put it in a band. I had to go ahead and put it in a band and put it up on top of my head and kind of make sure that it doesn't get so wet, because I'm still in baby stage, right? Okay, so the other thing that I've noticed is slippage. So I have noticed the slippage in my hair, and I was just like, oh my God, I almost freaked out. But I remember they told me that you will experience that. That you can't be doing too much. And I was like, I haven't been doing much with my hair. Why am I having slippage, And so I went in and they corrected the slippage. They actually interlocked to make it tighter. And so, yes, I've noticed the slippage. What else? I am going to wait to do all the styles that I have dreamt of doing with my sister locks. I am going to wait. I'm just going to let it be free. I'm going to wake up and let it be free and just let her be great on her own. That's one thing that I'm going to just keep my hands out of my hair, because it's so, when you have sister lock, you just want to be up in your hair, and I do all the time. So I'm now going to commit to, I'm going to commit to it. Put your hands up. I'm going to commit to not having my hands in my hair. That's why I have it up in a bun all the time with this, because it allows me to free myself and free my locks so that they won't have to endure my fingers being all up in it all the time. Yes. So anyway, with the product. So I use these products that I combine together. I've been using the same product for probably 9 or 10 years. The reason why I said it is because it wasn't consistent in the beginning. So in the beginning, I was loose natural for a while. I did everything you can imagine. I've worn braids and all the styles that you can name, or all the protective gear that you can do to cover up your hair to preserve your hair. I've done it all, but instead of preserving my hair with the stress that I put on my hair, especially with the braiding and the different things that I used to do to it, it damaged my hair. So I would go and buy all of these products. I would spend every other month $200. These products never work. There's so many products on the market, you don't know what to get. So I was just buying products because I thought it would work. It said it was going to grow my hair, rather than actually looking at the natural ingredients in some of the products that we use every day that are so natural, that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. I went to those products. So I had to learn the hard way when my hair wasn't getting the nutrients that it needed, when it was not when it was being suffocated because I was using too many ingredients or whatever have you, the stress and the strain on my hair. I learned the hard way. So in 2010, I asked my daughters if they would like to go do dreads with me, because I was thinking about dreads, being that I have done everything in the world, and they weren't ready and I wasn't either. So we went, they were younger, so of course they weren't ready, but I was considering it, but just not ready. So in 2014, again, we were still not seeing any results that I thought that we should at this point with our hair. And I said, do you want to do dreads? That will keep us out of our hair and keep us from going to salon, getting it done and braided and putting all this stress on it, losing our edges and whatever else have you. And we were not ready. 2016, I revisited again, because at this time I was just really tired. I was tired of putting hot combs in my hair, putting not hot combs, but just the thing to press your hair out. I mean, and the dryer and heat and all of this stress. And mind you, I had stopped putting perms in my head. So when the moist get to my head, I had to straighten it out, or I had to blow dry it out. So I was constantly blow drying my hair out, or trying to straighten my hair out when the rain hit it, or when it was moist, or when my hair got wet. And so loose natural can make you do that if you're trying to look, you want the straight hair, you want to go with the straight hair one day, you are curls or something like that. You just keep putting these hot iron to it, or hot the heat in different things to try to manipulate your hair to be straight. So 1 year prior to 2016, I went loose natural, and I just wanted my hair to breathe. And it was all gravy when the water hit it. I didn't matter if the water hit it or not. It's just that I still was buying all of these products that just did not help my hair at all. So meanwhile, in between time of buying the products and using products and doing this great damage to my hair, I think that I actually preserved it in a way when I started using these natural products that I put together. I started using the natural products back in 2010 after I stopped perming my hair, but I didn't use it all the time. In 2014, I probably used it maybe a few times in between that, but really not on a consistent basis. And then, and the reason why is because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with my hair. I wasn't sure how I wanted to wear it at this time. And so I wasn't consistent because I just didn't know what to do with my hair. If that makes sense to you, it made perfect sense to me, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of confused on where I was going with my hair. So I wasn't really consistent with the products that I was using as well. Anyway, so in 2016, back to 2016, I decided at the time I wanted to go ahead and get dreadlocks. I had did a lot of research on it by this time, and I was really completely sold into getting dreadlocks. So I had called around my local area to find out if anybody started dreadlocks, and with the backhand method, back comb method, or whatever, and go in between. I don't know. But I did not want the twist. I did not want the two-strand twist. I didn't want none of that. I wanted to know if they could do the the system or whatever they do when they back home and they enter something, whatever. Anyway, did not find anyone in my local area, so I ended up finding someone in Houston. And the lady in Houston, she was getting out of the hair business, but she took me and my daughters on as her clients, her last clients. And so we were to come back to my area and then look for someone who could help maintain it, which we did. Long story short, so by this time, I knew how to palm roll and retwist and interlock myself. And so I was kind of, you know, doing that in between having someone retwist our hair at the salon. And so anyway, now that I'm with the sisterlocks have been great for the last 2 weeks. I've had no issues with it. Issue meaning that I'm not satisfied, I'm mad, I don't want these anymore. So I have had the I guess the norms with having sisterlocks, like the lint in your hair and the slippage and different stuff like that. I have had those, and so early on, so it just makes me more cognitive of the things that I put in my hair, the, you know, what not to put in my hair, use what type of scarves before I go to bed, how do I plait it up and band it. You're just more cognitive of what do you do with your hair. So having sisterlocks for 2 weeks have been just a different pattern for me. Now I have to, the dynamics have changed when it comes to my hair. So as you could tell, it is kind of, it's not as fluffy as I've seen it. I don't know if it's not as fluffy as I've seen it. The shrinkage is real, so as you could tell, it's longer than what it seems. Yeah, it's been raining, so tomorrow I'm gonna have it up in a bun so that I won't, you know, it won't be out there, you know, by itself like, hey, you know. So I am loving my sisterlocks, and I want you all to know that if you do decide to go with sisterlocks, and this is something that you're considering, you know, keep in mind that it is an investment, and every 4 to 5 weeks is going to be an investment, and that you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your hair and the health of your hair, and making sure that, you know, that you have natural hair and it grows on its own and it does the things that it want to do instead of us manipulating it. So my go home or go to or inspirational word at the end of this video is that, you know, don't be afraid to do things that is beneficial for you, that's health beneficial for you. Always do something that is going to change the needle or not get you in the same rhythm that you've been in or the same pattern that you've been in. It's always good to change up a little bit. It's always good to go into different things, not being afraid to do it, especially if it's beneficial for you health-wise. So if I can just leave that with you, just make sure that every time that you step into something that you have never done before or something new, know that even in the something new, it brings different results. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for likes, subscribing, sharing, giving me thumbs up if you like this video. Here is my under 3-minute hairdo. Something I just learned just a few minutes ago. So as you can tell, I just took it out the bun, and now I am just straightening it out so that it could look a little decent. And I'm gonna try this again one day on my days that I am in a rush and I just need to get something quick and fun and cute before I step out the door.